Alright, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. And today I had my motorcycle class all day today. Well, almost all day. We had to be there at 6:30 in the morning. And we got there, we went over the range rules because we started out riding the motorcycles. So we got on the motorcycles and it was kind of boring. It was mostly just like, do this one thing, stop and wait, or do this one thing, do 2 or 3 like loops of doing whatever you're doing, and then stop and wait, and then go and line up and turn off the bike, shut off the key, dismantle the bike, we'll put the kickstand down and go debrief the instructions, and then they'll give you more instructions on what you're gonna do next, and then you put on your helmets, you get on the bike, you stand it up, you start it, and one at a time, single file line. And it was all pretty basic stuff, like stuff that if you had never ridden a motorcycle before, it's really good information. But for the people that have, and there are a few guys out there who have definitely ridden a motorcycle before. They listed like a bunch of motorcycles that they own right now and that they have owned and stuff, and a bunch of things that they've done, and it's kind of surprising that a lot of them are there because they seem to be over 21, and I'm pretty sure that you only have to take a course to get your license if you're under 21. Otherwise you can just go into the DMV and take the test, the written and the writing test, which this is nice because this is basically the writing test. It cancels it out, so instead of having to take the writing motorcycle test at the DMV, you do this course instead, and then you don't have to do it, which I guess could be a reason why they're doing it. But since I'm under 21, I have to take the course in order to get my license, which it will be nice. You still have to take the written, which shouldn't be bad. We had to take a written test today in the course, and it was 50 questions, and I missed 2 questions, and you needed an 80%, so you could miss 10 questions to pass, which, easy peasy, right? It was all really easy stuff, like stuff that we just talked about today. So we did that writing until about like 11:30, and then we stopped and had lunch, and they gave us sandwiches like just from the grocery store, which were pretty good. And then after that we had a classroom session from, oh my gosh, it was from like 12:15 to like 4:30. It was a long day, lots of simple stuff. But then we took the test, and then we got to go home. And I came home, had dinner, watched some TV, hung out with my grandpa, and about to go to bed. But yesterday I didn't get a video out because we had to be there. The writing class was yesterday also. It was supposed to be 6 to 11, but the instructor lives like an hour away, so he did not want to go to 11, and then he would get home at like 12:30, and then he'd have to be back out there at 6 in the morning, so he'd have to leave his house at like 5. So instead we went from like 5:45 to around 9 o'clock, like 9:15ish, which isn't bad. It was still a long day. That was only the classroom session last night, and then today we started off writing, and then we went in the classroom session, and then tomorrow is just writing. They said we'll get into a little bit more advanced things, and then we go from, what does it say, 6:30 until like 11 or 12, and then we get our certificates at 2 o'clock at the Harley Davidson. And then technically you're supposed to be able to just take that over to the DMV and get your license, but since I'm under 21, I saw somewhere that you have to have your motorcycle permit for 6 months, which I'm pretty sure I already said this in a video, but I don't remember. And then after the 6 months, then you can get your license. Well, I've had my Idaho motorcycle permit for 5 months, and I don't know how well that transfers, so I'm gonna ask my instructor that tomorrow, if I can go in and get the license, or if I have to wait a month. And because I also, when I go in, I'm going in to get my California driver's license too, because I still have my Idaho driver's license, and I got a California ID. So I don't know how that works, but yeah, so that's the plan. And today, what did I learn today? Oh yeah, so funny thing I learned today, because in my class, it's kind of like a bunch of different guys, like probably between like the ages of like 17 to like 28, I would say. And then there's one older guy that's probably in his 50s. And they're all pretty cool people, but there's some that are like, you can definitely tell there's some like super extroverted people, there's some super introverted people, and there's like 12 people in this course. And there's some people who have never ridden before, there's some people who are better than me, and I've been riding for like 2 years, and I feel pretty confident on a motorcycle. And some of these people are better than I am. And anyways, where I was going is that I actually talked to people in the course, and it was kind of interesting because, like, I always feel like people don't care what you have to say. Like, you only speak when spoken to and stuff. That's always been my, like, how it's always been. And for me, anyways, that's how I felt. But today I was like, well, I'll just try to talk to people on the way walking to the motorcycles and back when we had breaks and stuff. And I would talk to them, and they just answer just fine and have a normal conversation. And I'm like, has it been this easy the whole time? Like, can you just, like, you're walking next to someone, you can just talk to people and they'll actually answer you? Like, this is mind-blowing stuff. So anyways, what I learned today is that you have to be the initiator. Because when I was walking, and I think it was like, there's probably like 2 or 3 of us, or 3 or 4 of us on one of the times, and we were walking back to the classroom from the motorcycle range. No one was talking, we were all just looking down, looking around, and I just said, like, how do you guys feel after that, or something like that, just to get some kind of answer. And then they started talking to me, and I mean, one kid has been riding dirt bikes since he was like 4, I think he said, and he rides dirt bikes like out in the desert in 110 degree weather. And the other kid, what did he say? Forget what he said. But it was just that simple, like, and it blew my mind. It was like, because I was watching kind of the extroverts in the group, and those people that I was talking to in that story, they were more of the introverted people in the group, but I was watching the extroverted people, and like, they've talked to me too. And I was like, well, what are they doing that I'm not doing? And they just talk to people. Like, they don't, I mean, they care what they say, but they don't care how people receive it, basically. Like, they just ask questions that are easy to answer, and then it starts a conversation about something else. And it's like, I don't know, my mind is just blown that it could be this easy this whole time, and I haven't known. And I probably would have talked to a bunch more people and have a bunch more connections by now. And who knows? I don't know. But it was pretty eye-opening. It was kind of funny because, like, the stuff that I didn't... Well, I guess I did notice it in school, but I never really, like, tried it. So I don't know. That was pretty interesting. But anyways, if you made it this far, I'm going to wrap up the video there because I'm really tired. But thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe, share the video with a friend, join that Discord, link in description. Go check out the community channel, RSN, Our Success Network, and I'll see you in the next one.